We are live. All right. How you doing, Steve? Steven?
Uh, just hang in there. I gotta, finish up my last 2 weeks at my current job and then go to one in outside Philly. Then I can start working, but I gotta try to find a new place. So I'm stuck in a motel right now with limited resources.
All right. Let me just find these guys on X
Mm.
and oh, which is hard to do.
Mm.
Not possible, but
Mm.
where are they? Oh, we can just find him. Mark's just easy to find. All right. All right. I'll just find them on a different thing, like YouTube.
Mhm.
That's easy to find. Easy. Now just take that and
Mm.
share in a post.
Mhm.
Yankees have been incredible so far.
Oh, this early?
What?
This early in the season?
No, I'm saying that, yeah, season started already.
Oh, okay.
Have
Yeah,
you
so
not
I'm
been
not a
paying
baseball
attention?
person, but I've been following up with some other stuff in sports since things going on. It's a little bit hard to keep track of this.
But
I mean,
they've
I wish I
been
was there
mostly
for
playing
the
the
Super Bowl.
National League and kicking ass.
Mm. I mean, I wish I was following the because I know that the Dodgers were signing players again, ridiculous amounts or something, or signing players that want to go, and then you guys lost that Soto guy who's now with the Mets for a big amount of money, which
But
is
they
very.
got like,
And didn't you guys lose a pitcher to Tommy John surgery?
yeah, Cole.
Yeah,
Garrett
that's
Cole.
a big loss.
Yeah, but I mean, they got a bunch of people.
Sure, if you got pitching depth, yeah.
Uh,
Because momentum is the next day's pitcher, they always say. And I know they get to come out when the Yankees lost the World Series or played the Dodgers, and then the Super Bowl where the Eagles crushed the Chiefs, all that. But it's been an interesting sports year so far. Well, I don't know. Do you think we'll see a Mets Yankees matchup in the World
I
Series
don't
soon?
know, but they got Ben Rice. They got uh, Cody Bellinger,
Mm.
Oswald Cabrera.
Mm.
They got a bunch of people.
Mm.
I mean, they lose one guy, they got a bunch.
As long as they're still
Fried.
qualified.
They got Max Fried. They got a bunch of people.
Okay. Well, as
One
long as
guy
they're
moves
qualified.
out. Some guys move in.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Now, what's this whole thing with the torpedo bat thing I've been hearing about?
Wow. That's kind of the new thing. Just means all around the majors, they're hitting more home runs.
Huh.
It just kind of adds to it.
Mm.
I mean, at some point, like 10, 20, 30 plus years ago, they were juicing.
Yeah.
Even beyond that. The 80s, right. And then that got found out. They had to stop kind of doing that. To a large degree now they're stealing signs using torpedo bats.
Mm.
Using the pitch clock. That's just the way things go.
Yeah.
And balls are juiced. Somebody said on X that I was buying views. And I'm like, if I was buying views, I could do a lot better than one. What's up, Snug? Yeah, I think I would have like 40 or 50 people in here.
Mm.
Yeah, but I only have one.
Well, Aaron Judge is still with the Yankees, but how much longer will he be there? That's the question, because the Yankees aren't spending like they used to.
Well, it's because the Mets have the number one payroll.
Mm. You never expect to hear that after how many years?
Yeah, but the Yankees, they got guys from the farm. They got a pretty deep bench at this point.
Mm.
They're pretty good. I'm just chilling, man. What's going on with you, Snug? What is happening?
Well, after the whole thing with the Dodgers, people were getting mad, and now it's like people are demanding a salary cap now. But I mean, if they're playing within the rules, which is like you're allowing guys to defer huge amounts of money, I mean.
Thanks, Snug. Yeah. Well, I think I now get the other interviews.
Oh, which ones?
Well, all I have to do is go FanFest. They have them all summer long. Yankees and Giants. So just go to one of those, football or baseball. And if they go, who have you interviewed? I could be, I interviewed Jabba Chamberlain. Just go worldwidesportsradio.com. And you can find the interview there. You could probably find them on X and other platforms like YouTube. They are right there.
Hmm. Well, that had to be fun.
That's true. But, all the Dodgers have to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And never know. There could be a National League team that knocks them off the block before somebody like the Yankees get to them. Could be.
What's funny is that the Mets were able to win a couple of games against the Dodgers last season.
Yeah.
And plus, Shohei Ohtani, I heard, wasn't exactly playing well in that series, but they got enough of a deep bench, I guess.
Yeah. Look at the recording. That's coming in.
There was a lot of big signings over this summer that were big money, but still, that's just how ridiculous baseball is with their payrolls.
Okay. just looking.
What?
No, I'm just looking at the recording. It says load disk space for yours. But yeah, that's on the recording. You can look at it while it's happening. Yeah. Mets are doing pretty well. Let's look at the standings while I'm at it. Okay, why did it go to that? I want pressed. Share screen. Look at it together. Okay. Right there. Okay, let's go to Mets. National League. 643. Pretty good percentage. 9-5.
Oh.
5-1 at home. 4 on the road. 7-3 last 10. Pretty good. They're tied with the Phillies. Phillies 643 also. 5-1 at home. Same away record. 4-4. 6-4 in last 10. Pretty good. They're tied with the Mets. All right.
I wonder though, do you think that the Phillies can be postseason playmakers?
Possibility, but the Padres playing at 800. Wow, that's high percentage. Giants playing at 714 and Dodgers at 688. That's high. Those are the best percentages in baseball right now. Yeah. Move on over to the American League. Yankees 571. Best in there. Maintaining first place by half a game. 8-6. Blue Jays 8-7, playing at 533. Tigers playing at 643, 9-5. Wow. And you got the Angels at 9-5 also, 643. The Cardinals at 571. Same percentage I think the Yankees are at. Yeah. Let's get back to studio. Is that not it? What if it was on the stage?
Well, I know it's only like 15 games in, but who's impressed you the most?
I haven't heard about that party. Snug, but I could ask him. I could call him to his show on Monday. Definitely ask him.
Okay, I see it now. It'll be interesting to see because the Red Sox was another team that people are questioning too.
Yeah.
But one thing I saw which interested me is how the Miami Marlins have always been that team that doesn't seem to do as well as they should have, but they managed to luck into it.
I don't know, man, but it should be an interesting season.
I mean, baseball has no parity compared to other sports, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. I mean, basketball, you can have teams do well, but not necessarily be a dynasty. Football, well, okay, grant you, it's not as parity driven, but still. I mean, you saw how the Eagles beat the Chiefs so badly. It could be any team just as long as it works out well.
That's true, but they made mistakes like the opening.
Mm.
You want to win. You don't have to. You don't turn it over twice in a row from the opening. That's one thing.
Oh, I would have asked later, but I'll save it for later because it's now baseball season and
No, we
I
can talk
know,
about whatever.
huh?
We can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, I
Football.
just curious how you feel about the Giants because I mean the Giants team is now in a mess.
They have no offensive line.
No quarterback.
No, they need a franchise quarterback, but yeah.
I mean,
Will
they
they get
let
this
go of
in the
Daniel Jones
draft?
at the end of the
It's a
season,
question.
huh?
Will they pick that up in the draft? I don't know.
That's the
They,
question. I mean, are they willing to do that? Because they only got a couple of veterans that aren't necessarily any more than placeholders. And your wide receiver core is kind of okay, but Malik Neighbors, as great as he can be, that whole thing with Saquon Barkley is going to sting for years.
yeah.
That's the worst case scenario to happen.
And Barkley's now a Super Bowl winner.
Yep. He didn't even have to. He didn't have to do much in that Super Bowl.
That's true.
And your defense, I don't know. That defense is kind of iffy as well.
I think the defense is fine. It's just getting the offense on board.
But what quarterback is going to be willing to go? I mean, okay, you can't do anything about it usually, but man, the coach and GM are definitely on the hot seat this upcoming season.
Are you talking about soccer, Snug? I don't
What?
really follow that. Don't. I mean, it's cool if you follow it.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, we're going to have the World Cup coming up next year, I think. So that's
I
going to be.
may be going to the draft party for the Giants. I may not.
Oh, that's kind of cool. But
Yeah, I'll have to see if I get tickets. If not,
I'm surprised people are willing to have draft parties when your team's going to be picking at whatever, and then after that, you kind of end it. So
I'll see how much it costs and all that.
because I remember seeing on YouTube the whole thing about Daniel Jones being drafted. Everybody was like really bemoaning the fact that they picked a guy like that high.
We'll have to see what happens. I can't make predictions.
Hmm.
I hope they get a franchise quarterback and some offensive linemen to back him up.
But this isn't the year for a QB, they say, so because the QB class isn't exactly impressive, so they may hold off on that.
But I hope the Yankees stay healthy, and when Stanton is healthy, he can return, and then they keep on hitting the way they're hitting, all those home runs and everything like that. That would be great. Possibility, Snug. Anybody can be better than the Jets.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, the Jets are also another team in such a turmoil. Like, not surprising, but still. I mean, the new coach said, sorry, Aaron Rodgers, but we can't have you being a distraction.
No, I might have a new proposal. I might ask him this Friday. I mean, this Monday, tomorrow, or Wednesday. I'll have to see when I decide to call in. I'm not going to say it now. Don't want to get that out of the bag. Standings. Well, Angels right now ahead of the Rangers, but Rangers could easily take that, or the Mariners could shape up, possibly. They're right near 500.
Didn't the Rangers win the World Series a few years ago?
What?
Didn't the Rangers win the World Series a couple of years ago?
A few years ago. Yeah, a few years back.
Yeah, that was one of the more surprising World Series, considering I think it was the D-backs there too.
Cardinals could take the Central. They'd have to beat the Tigers at it.
Yeah, the Tigers I've heard they had a really surprising run to the postseason.
Mets, Phillies, or Marlins are probably going to win that. Never know. Well, right now the Braves are 4-10. I'll see them winning.
Man, that Braves team won the World Series just like 3 years ago, and since then they can't keep it up.
Yeah, Cubs. Cubs are 10-7, pretty good, and the Brewers are 8-7. But that could still be anybody's game.
Yeah, baseball's a long season.
I mean, the teams are up now like the Giants, 10-4. You never know. Might not be so up for the rest of the season. I wish teams like that luck. Hopefully they're still in the top 3 or 4. But even like the Diamondbacks that are 8-7 may still have a chance. The wild card at least. We'll see how the rest of their season goes. Anything else?
Well, what do you think of the expanded playoff system?
Extended playoffs.
No, I mean when they added the wild cards and stuff like that.
I guess it gives you more to play for.
Because I thought people would hate it.
Snug, I don't know about that. He's playing for the Mets. Mets may not go that way. Right now, Dodgers are the team winning everything. Possibility. They have the best lineup in the world. Number one with a gun.
And Shohei Ohtani isn't even pitching. That's the crazy thing about it.
Sure.
But I wonder, though, I mean, with the fact that Shohei Ohtani has such a huge contract that was so, held off in the long run, I guess, I mean, that was something that changed the game, so to speak, that changed the way baseball contracts could be done. But I can't help but ask, do you think Shohei Ohtani is going to go down as one of the all-time greats?
Possibility. He keeps on having numbers. He keeps on winning World Series. Time will tell.
And what's weird is that he left the Angels for like a literal dumpster fire.
That's what usually happens when you leave a team.
And I think Bryce Harper's still there. Or no, that's Mike Trout. Sorry, Mike Trout's still there, I think, right? Because considering how baseball has been for all this century, I mean, it is surprising that's never had a salary cap at this point, but people say it's a good thing because, for one, you never know who's going to win. But remember when the Yankees were winning so much?
Yeah.
But again, it all depends on how the season goes.
Sure.
That's why it's such a crapshoot. But what do you think about Manfred now as a commissioner?
Oh,
The commissioner of baseball.
who's that?
Rob
I
Manfred, I think his name is.
What?
Rob Manfred.
Oh,
I mean, do people hate him that much?
I don't know.
Because he is trying to invest in the game, but it's such a people are trying to get the younger players to follow. I think that's why they put in that pitch count or pitch clock.
I'm trying to find. That works. Freaking page on X can't be found.
Mm.
All he does is advertises Jabba in the mouth. And what network is this? Apparently none. I'll just go there, their Facebook, and then find the freaking thing. 5.
Well,
On the X page,
mm-hmm.
it's the only thing that links.
Well, Padres. That's
There's
always
now a page for Jabba in the mouth. Which going to the network.
But it's interesting how the Padres, at least so far, because that's always a team that's kind of on the cusp, but never could get it. I mean, they still have Machado, right? And Tatis, right?
Yeah.
But still, I can't help but wonder if that team is ever going to get over the hump. Especially in a place like San Diego, which is not LA. What's interesting is how, speaking of the Dodgers, that whole thing with Jackie Robinson was really weird. But well, we're only like in April, which is almost May, which is crazy to think about. But
Yeah.
can you, you know, we're almost in May, but can you ever predict which teams are going to be in the sellers or buyers by the trade deadline?
You don't know what's going to be.
Oh, he's off the. Okay, you're back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to send this there.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how these teams stack up because the Twins last season had a huge collapse, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when is the time for a team to rebuild seriously? Or when it's time to start over? That's always a question in any sports, team sports. Not to mention, I mean, have you expected the signing period to be like that way it is? Because the Blue Jays signed a guy to a huge amount too, although not as big as some of the others. But I don't know. Do you think this new spate of signings, the new trend of signing players, do you think that's going to lead to something else?
I don't know.
Because baseball has been pretty much left in the dust for a long time when it came to the four major sports. I mean, football's still keen, still rules the
Number
country.
one with a gun.
Huh?
Number one with a gun. Most popular sport in the country.
Yeah.
It's been for a long time.
And I don't know, basketball is losing interest because of players not being developed. I don't care about the off-field stuff, but it's more about the fact that, we got younger players that nobody really wants to market or wants to be marketed.
I think.
Especially have a lot of international players.
All right. Let me look at the standings. I might be able to tell you that. All right. Answer your questions. No. I think surprising teams will be possibility. Maybe the Phillies, the Brewers, the Giants. That's on that side. You should look out for those. American League. Blue Jays, Cardinals, possibly the Rangers and Mariners. I'll have to look out for those. You asked what teams will be surprising. Those could be the surprising teams. Are you here?
Yeah.
What do you think, Steven?
I mean, well, I haven't followed baseball a whole lot, but the fact that the Angels are first place in their league in their division, it is surprising, but I'm not sure if that's going to be. I mean, the Angels have never been, from what I understood, to be very stable of a team when it comes to keeping them together.
True.
With the Rangers, I mean, I don't know how they've been, but ever since that World Series win, I mean, they may have fallen off a bit, but I'm just wondering, are the White Sox going to be anywhere close to competitive? Because they just had a terrible season for the ages.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Nothing much, but I'm going to be very curious to see how these new players from Japan are going to do, because with the fact that you got guys like Kosaki, I think his name is, and then you got people like Otani still. It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out.
Yes. All right. I hope if we do a show next week.
Yeah.
If you like what you see, call the network and you can always sponsor the show. If you like the Jabba interview, ditto on that. And Jabba will be on my channel this November to spill drunken stories and be able to say the F word, which I'm not going to say now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Snug. All right. And thank you, Steve, for stopping by
Yeah, no
and
problem.
being the co-host and
Yep, no problem.
talking sports with me.
All right.
Hopefully you're here more often.
Yeah, I know. I'll try to do that.
All right. It's going to be it for now.
Okay, then.
All right. Somebody claimed out there that I buy subs. If I was buying subs, views, I think I would do a lot better than 2 viewers.
Yeah.
I'd have like 100 out there or something. And now 0. Right. So that's all I'm saying. But yeah. All right. Have a good day, everybody. Hope you enjoy your replay network. Like Errol and Speedy Petey and Jabba himself and anybody at the network and Kyle and all the other people that watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hope you enjoy it. Have a
All
good
right.
day.
See ya.
And Jeff. I know Jeff is going to be watching. He's the guy that watches these things. All right. Everybody, have a good day. Peace.
All right.
Know you. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And